Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. So you want to be an Eagle, huh? You want to be an Eagle. Don't surprise me in the least. I know damn well you want to be an Eagle. You want to come get a taste of what it feels like to be a winner. You ain't getting that over there at Houston. You want to come see what it feels like, don't you? Don't you? You've been spoiled, Desean. Even though if we get you, I'll welcome you with open arms. Of course. You've been spoiled. You ain't been the best person on the defensive line in Houston. No, sir. No, sir. You ain't been better than J.J. Watt. No. Why you think you're kind of expendable over there? You've been spoiled. You see an opportunity to come play for a contender. You see an opportunity to come play alongside Fletcher Cox, and you should seize it. You should seize it. I'm not mad at you. I'm actually glad that you just came out and said who you want to play for. It's up to Howie and them to do it. The way I feel about the Jadeveon Clowney situation shouldn't surprise anybody. I'm not jumping for joy for it. I don't think we absolutely need it. But the Philadelphia Eagles win up front. We win. Our defensive line wins for us. The secondary don't win for us. The defensive line make the secondary job easier. And if we can add another destructive force up front, then why not? I say go for it. I say go for it. But at the cost of what? Let's be smart, bro. Let's be smart, though, because it's going to be a rental. It better be a rental. It better be a rental. Desean Jackson breaking his finger in practice. Nothing small to a giant, man. If some of you dudes go outside and do any manual activities, you know breaking a finger don't stop you from doing anything physical. Probably not even basketball at this stage at how the medical field has advanced. They're going to put a splint on it. He's going to be good to go. Of course, some trolling fan base is going, oh, Desean Jackson, he broke his finger. Come on, man. Bad jams or breaks. If you ever jammed your finger, if some of you guys ever did anything physical, like take the trash out or try to fill out a T-shirt with your arms, we know a lot of these computer nerds really can't get nothing done sometime. So they don't know nothing about the extent of some of these injuries. I feel some type of way about the Andrew Luck situation. I really do. We're going to talk about it. The Andrew Luck situation has rubbed me wrong. It's rubbed me wrong. Not the fact that he retired, but kind of the fact that I know why he retired. I know exactly why Andrew Luck decided to retire, and the proof is in the stats. I'm not talking about anything bad is happening with him stat-wise. Let's talk about it, man. We're going to talk about exactly what I decided to look up and what I decided to dig up. You got to call a spade sometime. Andrew Luck has taken punishment. He's taken punishment. And those type of things wear on you. You got to blame the GM. You got to blame everybody who's in charge of this guy's well-being. You got to hold these guys accountable. Because if Andrew Luck would have had better protection early on in his career, Andrew Luck wouldn't have been in the predicament that he's in. But I see a dangerous trend with some other quarterbacks. The way Andrew Luck was being sacked and manhandled, what I think he up to 170-something sacks so far up until the point he retired. You look at trends like that, it makes you start to wonder, how many times has my guy been sacked? Are we doing right by our guy? Andrew Luck was sacked 100 times in his first 3 seasons. His rookie season, he was sacked 41 times. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. 41 sacks in a season is ridiculous. A franchise quarterback can't be getting touched like that. It made me look into how many times Carson Wentz was touched his first 3 seasons. Carson Wentz has been sacked 92 times since he's been in the NFL. 92 times. Now, what did Andrew Luck and Carson Wentz have in common in their first 3 seasons? Holding on to the ball too long. So you could say, yeah, some of it is protection. Some of it is the quarterback's fault, him being young, trying to extend the play, him trying to give his guys a chance to fight for the ball. Yeah, you can kind of go with those type of things, but then it didn't make sense when I looked at Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott has been sacked 113 times so far. Same amount of time been in the league. We still counting the first 3 seasons. 113 times. Dak Prescott don't hold on to the ball long. So what does that really tell you? I mean, sometimes he had a knack of it. He had a knack of holding on to the ball long. He did. But you look at Dak Prescott, his rookie season, he was only sacked 25 times. That's the best season of his career by far. His rookie season. He's only sacked 25 times. He was sacked 56 times last season. 56 times last season with the league leading rusher. What happened to Andrew Luck can happen to anybody who is not smart. It can happen to anybody who's not smart. I'm saying nobody is excluded from their body breaking down on them the way Andrew Luck did at the quarterback position. These guys literally take punishment. Literally take punishment. Andrew Luck being sacked 100 times in his first 3 seasons. Carson Wentz being sacked 92 times. And Dak Prescott being sacked 113 times. These 3 guys are franchise quarterbacks taking way too much punishment. 2 out of the 3. One was forced to retire, and one is already being deemed as injury prone in Carson Wentz. But I think Carson Wentz shakes that stuff up. I think Carson Wentz brings it down. Carson Wentz's rookie season, he was sacked 33 times. 2017, he followed it up with 28 times. Last season, 31 times. He was sacked 31 times last season, didn't start or finish the season. He took a lot of punishment last season, and that can't happen again. So you can kind of understand why the Philadelphia Eagles would take the approach of, hey, we got to be cautious with this guy. We got to be cautious with these guys. Now, let's look at Drew Brees' last 3 seasons. Now, you don't want to judge these guys by their first 3 seasons when you talk about Drew Brees and Tom Brady. I'm going to use them as an example of their last 3 seasons because Drew Brees and Tom Brady went through growing pains and they learned what it takes to achieve longevity. They've been around for 10+ years. They've been around for 10+ years. Drew Brees was only sacked 17 times last season. 17 times. The middle of the last 3 seasons, 20 times, 27 times. Drew Brees was sacked 64 times his last 3 seasons. 64 times his last 3 seasons. Dak Prescott nearly doubled that. Andrew Luck nearly doubles that. Carson Wentz nearly doubles that. Or he got a quarter, you know what I'm saying? 3/4 of that. It's ridiculous. I don't know if my math is off, but these guys got high sack numbers. High sack numbers. Carson Wentz was sacked 30+ more times than Drew Brees. If you compare Carson Wentz's 3 seasons to Drew Brees' last 3 seasons. Tom Brady was sacked 21 times, 35 times. This last 3 season numbers. That surprised me at 35 times and 15 times. Tom Brady was sacked 71 times out of his last 3 seasons. 71 times. That's how you achieve longevity. That's how you achieve longevity. Desean Jackson. Think about Desean Jackson. How long he's been in the game and not really slowed down. He didn't really sustain any dramatic injuries to the lower half of his body, to his legs. Him breaking a finger don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. If Desean Jackson can run, he's a threat, period. He ain't lose an arm. If he can run, he's a threat, period. And he ain't missing out on nothing. He ain't missing out on nothing. Now, would you rather have your quarterback taking this type of punishment, or would you rather be the team delivering this type of punishment? It makes me wonder, because us getting Desean Clowney, we will definitely be one of the front runners delivering the punishment. You gotta protect your quarterbacks. Carson Wentz getting sacked 92 times, and Dak Prescott getting sacked 113 times in the last 3 seasons. Tells me that these offensive lines, both of them, need to start living up to the hype of what's on the paper. They do, because I see no difference in between Andrew Luck's first 3 seasons. Because listen, in Andrew Luck's first 3 seasons, he had no offensive line. No offensive line. I see no difference in the numbers, but I see difference in the name and the praise that we give in the names. I need to see Carson Wentz not sacked more than 22 times this year. I need to see it. I need to see it. This is a franchise quarterback coming off a knee injury, coming off a back injury. This is a guy that we need to stay upright in the pocket. I don't want to see Carson Wentz sacked more than 23 times this season. And the real test starts for this offensive line when the Washington Redskins come to town. That's when the real tests start. That's a dangerous front 7. That's when the real tests start. They got to live up to the hype. Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, Jason Kelsey, you know what I'm saying? It's guys who are top 100 type talent. They get mentioned amongst the elite at their positions. Jason Peters, they got to live up to the hype and keep this guy upright. They got their work cut out for him. Now, I'm not saying we're going to have an Andrew Luck type situation, but judging off the examples that I'm seeing, we're putting Carson Wentz an Andrew Luck type danger. Now, when you compare the sacks, Carson Wentz 92, Andrew Luck 100, Dak Prescott 113. 2 out of those 3 guys have suffered season-ending injuries and have missed significant time. Not Carson Wentz, not so much. 8 out of 48, not so much. But Andrew Luck has missed seasons. Seasons. Now, Carson Wentz has been sacked the least out of the 3. Dak Prescott hasn't missed any games, but how long could that really hold up when a guy's getting touched as much as he was sacked 56 times? Dak Prescott, 56 times. Almost half of his 113 came, I believe, last season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Carson Wentz must stay upright is detrimental to his health and to our success.